deliver the damage nor deliver the way how to play it, it's not going to be really good in your hands. But that was only the first game when it comes to the first stage. We also
have a whole another set of cash outs where right now we're not worried about going out just yet. No scary zone, just the thought of going into scary zone. Team ES on your screen right now. And let's take a look at these ones because this is pretty interesting. Obviously, different numbers available depending on how many cycles teams have been in, but with...
Who knows? I would say, if I'm going to bet on anyone being a medium in this lobby, I'm simply not. I think that everyone here is running HHL, but we will see right now, and they are. So that's that question answered. The question I want to ask, though, is, are we finally going to see Enix versus a Telco in a top 8? Yes, we are, baby! This is the first time they've ever met in this top 8 on the mainstream. Absolutely huge. The twin brother rivalry reignited once more.
Oh, that's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen in those fights. Italco also spoke a little bit how they've been supporting each other in the back end, of course, because they're brothers. And listen, it can create an even bigger story. Nigeria on the other side is going to find now Q out of the game. Alliance is fighting against Skywalkers as their initial fight. A second one soon to be picked off here again. Look at this. And the wipe as well. The Vault, unfortunately, wasn't started, so they're going to be a bit delayed, but doesn't matter because they got the opening kill, and that means also some cash money for them. On the other side, with Tycho fighting against Team ESD, the brothers. It's gonna work out. Look at that. Elix sets the first standard and gets a Telco out. And I think, again, that calls a little bit for revenge in my eyes.
These kills are going to have extra sauce in them every single time. ESD getting the one over on Tycho right now. I want to just mention that Alliance, they are, of course, running that HHL as they were throughout the whole of the top 16 cycle. But interestingly, they've swapped Nagiri and Cyborg's roles. Nagiri now playing on the light. Both of them are very capable, but Cyborg, alongside Roma, had the highest KD of any player, 1.94, coming into today. And both of these players now on the heavy. Just interesting to note that. Now, as we move in, we're going to see a battle between Skywalkers and Alliance yet again. Alliance have gotten this plug, about 30 seconds already elapsed on it. This push is a little bit disjointed. Emilian caught on the other side of that goo without his team. Very costly. And now it's up to the rest of Skywalkers to try and dig them out. Q goes down though, and it's going to be just a matter of time for Petrick as he is taken out. A very clean fight there from Alliance, capitalizing off the mistake made by Emilian. Tycho on the other side are being taken down very quickly. But it's a 1 versus 1. Duffy gets the better of OG in that one. ESD were definitely on top during that fight. And it's another clean team wipe for both Alliance and Team ESD as they're about halfway complete on this first objective.
Oh, this is looking really spicy, but let's remind ourselves, it's only the first cash, right? Even if they don't get it, there's many more chances to really go ahead and move further. But we also must say, again, point proven, Alliance have a very high chance when they have the cash out under their control that they can keep it and hold on to it. And it just proves it yet again. Tycho, something that they struggle with is the aggressive part, and it shows. They struggle, they lose their first man, and then they find themselves in those awkward positions in a 2v3, and you never want to be in those spots, especially considering Tycho has recently swapped to the heavy to adjust to the meta and everything going on. Now Tycho's having a fight on the other cash out as now Skywalkers was queued into Team ESD. As we can see, the fight has already happened. The first one's gonna fall. There's gonna be someone as well, but the steal is gonna be attempted. Look at that, beautiful. It's just gonna push the opponent away constantly. Look at the left shield, it's gonna shield him perfectly. Skywalkers with a nasty steal at the end of that. Even are gonna get that wipe on ESD, while Alliance are gonna get the cash out on their own side. And another wipe on Tycho. Wow. My god, a lot have happened.
Redemption for Emilian there. He was the driving force for that take against ESD. Got the opening frag. And then you saw from his perspective the stall that he was able to achieve against the on-rushing heavy of, well, it might have been a Telco, it might have been OG. I'm not too sure. Either way, they managed to get the better of Tycho. It's a pretty big deal considering how much control Tycho had up until that point, or rather, sorry, ESD. How much control ESD had up until that point. And control's really important. You said something earlier, Dianic, about, you know, oh, don't worry, it's just the first cash out. None of these teams want to get into that mentality. That mentality is a trap. Control is everything. First vaults, everything. First cash outs, everything in this game. Because now, look at it. Alliance in control. They can dictate the pace of play. We can see a bit of chaos here between Skywalkers and Tycho, though, as Q finds a critical kill. And again, it's ESD. I keep getting these teams mixed up. Maybe it's the Telco, it's the Enix thing. It just keeps happening to me, Dianic. But the long and short of it is Skywalkers won yet another fight, and they should get this plug going pretty quickly.
To be done very soon as well. On the other side was Alliance getting control of the other cash out box. Not going to be able to plug as well. None of these two cash outs are very out of pace. They're very much in, so third party is going to have to be real a choice. And that is something they can just pick and choose to then go to the other one. A active choice needs to be made here by both of the teams who need to attack. And it's still, yet again, right? You can see the dominant teams currently being in control, and the team that really most need to fear is Alliance. Because of their control being so strong, teams can rely more Skywalkers to fumble the bag when it comes on the controlling side. So something a team like Tycho should really be focusing Skywalkers. But they're going to be spawned in for the side of Alliance, and we can see the first chip of damage will be done as well. And unfortunately, it's going to hit Tycho a bit harder than what it will to the side of Alliance, as they're going to be pushed back even further now into the building. They're going to have to run away. They're split up, not quite playing together. Look at the damage. Even the mesh shield is not going to shield it from that one. I hate to break it to you, OG. He did try, but Alliance, they find themselves in a 2v2 against Tycho now.
Cyborg possibly being caught out here, but Telco has a bit of exposure to that side angle, that off angle that's being held by Nigiri. An interesting little bit of maneuvering there from the Light, who's been tucking in very close to his heavies most of the time. That's what you want to do, but they're finding an opening. Palmer, though, gets a critical kill, taking it to a 3 versus 2 in this team fight. A Telco down for the count, and OG taking significant damage as well. Nigiri manages to get away with his life. Palmer hones in on Pika but can't get the kill. OG, though, off screen, finds the light of Nigiri. A 2 versus 2. Both heavies up for Alliance. It's going to be difficult for them to reset, but they have time on their side. About 30 seconds of it. And they have multiple ways of making this box drop. The KS-23 does so much. There's the anti-grav cube, I believe? Or was that a gravity vortex? Something going on there to make it tough. OG trying to drop this box down to enable the steal. The pyro mine causing chaos, causing damage. That's Palmer's doing. Palmer now backing away. In fact, forced out, kicked out of the room. He said, get the hell out of here. I need to start stealing. OG tries to force it through with the heals from the H+ infuser, but there's another drop available to them. Of course, both heavies up for Alliance. All they needed to do was find some shots onto the floor. That causes the drop. That's the money in their pocket. Alliance, they may die as a result of this. Nigiri's actually coined back in, but the important part is they've got the cash. And actually, this fight seems to be going fairly well for them. Still a 2 versus 2. I don't know if this fight's going to end, Dianic, but it looks like Alliance have decided to make it end by running away.
This is a smart decision, right? Don't get yourself out of pace, get yourself in the right direction. They can have a little bit of a reset. It's not going to hurt them too much. And Tycho, we can see already needing to go for the next one. They're so far behind Skywalkers and Alliance. If they plug another box, it's going to be unreachable for them. Of course, there's more chances with a few wipes that some mathematics could be done to get them back into the game, but it is a near impossible task. Look at it, Skywalkers are coming in with the first plug. And here again, if the second one comes in, look at this. It does look like they want to double this one. And it's going to be Team ESD transporting this one here. And Tycho, on the other hand, sneakily going on top, trying to steal this one away. But it's not going to be just as successful as they hoped, as it's going to be dropped down.
There are 3 teams here that want to double, basically, is what's happening. The 2 lowest teams need this double so that they have a chance of overtaking the 2 top teams. And Skywalkers are now also trying to force a double because they have the kill race ahead of Alliance. But that could all change. They need to be really careful about this. And of course, there's bonuses for getting kills, there's bonuses for getting steals. A Telco now trying to stick the steal, as Tycho look to get the money in their favor. But of course, it won't be enough unless they can make this double happen. And now I feel as though it's in Skywalker's best interest just to play keep away. They were really running it risky earlier. They've got that double dome set up, and they lost a fight basically because of a glitch. It's a really risky way to go. That's why you see a lot of barricades instead. But now, let's just tune in. Tycho, they need to hold this for, what, 60 seconds, but they still need more cash. So they've sent, they haven't even sent anyone. Have they sent someone? No, Telco's last alive. This is surely
they did send Pika, but unfortunately Pika was found in the midst of the chaos somewhere and was completely taken out of the game. As long as that's not being transported back to them, they're not really going to have a chance. Another steal is now being attempted by the side of Team ESD. Is going to be denied. But by the side of Alliance, not really Tycho. And here again, Pika tries one more time to really go for it. It's 30 seconds. He's doing his best, but he knows it's way too far for it to be really taken back. So little cash was actually needed. Another still trying to be attempted. Tycho really holding on to it as for right now. But as you said, Jerry, they need to double. The double is way too fast. Skywalker's keeping a hold of it and trying to make sure it does not come close. Look at Q actively holding it and making sure nobody can take it.
Yeah, this is an anticlimactic end to the game. Alliance will get the steal just for extra money at the very end. Gives them a first seed into the next game. Makes virtually no difference at all. But the lines were drawn long before that. Skywalkers and Alliance doing very well to manage the chaos. Skywalkers especially with their final macro movements just proving completely impossible for everyone to deal with. But they won all the cash outs before that. They earned the right. So Alliance and Skywalkers firmly in control. Skywalkers really surprising me in that one. It felt like there were lots of mistakes, but they made it work.
They did make it work, and I mean, also the fact that Alliance and Skywalkers at the very end having a kill race only for the love of the game when that last cash out was just 18k. Vault 6 on the other side of the map. I mean, what more do you need to hear than these two teams know how to control a lobby? And I mean, this lobby was one that was kind of difficult to control. I mean, every single team is on double KS-43. And Invis XP54. There was one V9S. Unfortunately, that V9S not as powerful as everything else.
Yeah,
so
we didn't see much of it.
I saw it once in the kill feed, and we'll actually see there it is, Pika with the one right there. Someone also with the one right there. But we've got there was a.
They couldn't make HML continue to work for them, and that's why they've switched. That's why Telco's now switched to the heavy. But there's something to be said for comfortability and, you know, how experienced you are in